Hello, it is me, she, her, the one and only Caramel Rail. Hi, just here for a quick pop in. Since I didn't get to pop in on you guys yesterday, I said let me pop in on them today, and then I got to go back and get finish getting my review ready for Love and Marriage Huntsville for later. But we are here for another video. I hope you guys had a great Sunday, or is having a great Sunday so far. I sure am. So we have a few topics that we want to run through that I pulled for you guys, just so I can connect with you guys this morning. And I'm going to come back later on today as well and check in on my people. Thank y'all for being here. Hey, Linda Gamble. Hello, Miss Fiona Charming. Bill Wilson, Easter Washington. Thank y'all for being here. And everybody else that's slowly joining. All right. Yes, I see y'all coming in. Thank y'all. Thank y'all. Thank y'all. All right, so we have a few topics that we're going to run through. Of course, y'all, I did not log on yesterday because yesterday was all day family time, okay? As y'all know, it's the holidays. I've been spending time with family, out doing some early Christmas shopping and things of that nature. It doesn't make me sound like them down in Huntsville. But yeah, so that's what I've been doing, just kind of busy. So I said, let me get up because I did have some topics I wanted to do yesterday, but like I said, I didn't sign on. So I'm going to do them today. All right, and then I'm going to come back and hit y'all with the review for Love and Marriage Huntsville because I'm still getting that together, okay? But thank you guys for being here. Let's get started. Everything said in the video is alleged and in my opinion and is used for fair use and entertainment. All right? Yes. All right, let's get the banner down, get it out my way for right now. All right. All right. Ooh, we got a lot of topics to breeze through. Well, not too many. Not too many. All right, so let's get started. All right, so as you guys know, I was telling y'all about Suge Knight starting a podcast, and he is going to be exposing Diddy, you guys, in this podcast. So I'm going to we're going to go over that, and we're going to talk about some things because I was just like, yo. So Suge Knight is talking about the incident with because y'all know Cassie came forward to talk about what happened to her in her deposition. She spelled it out. She named names. Suge Knight is co-signing, knowing about said things that happened to Cassie because I mean, who else would know about this shit? He was in the industry with them. He's seen Diddy with Cassie, and he's co-signing some of the things that he said, and he's also naming names. So I'm going to go ahead and play that for you guys. Because I said I was going to be listening to his podcast because I think it's going to be real juicy. All right. So let me put my banner up. Let me put it back up while we're doing this. Okay. All right. Let's turn it all the way up. All right. So for those of you that don't remember, that is Suge Knight. That is Diddy. Okay. That is Suge Knight. That is Diddy. Shout out to No Jumper.
What Puffy done, what Puffy did, what Puffy do. It's not a surprise. Everybody know what it is.
Hip-hop mogul Sean Diddy Combs has been accused of beating and sexually assaulting his ex-girlfriend and singer, Cassie.
I mean, and that to be able to do that type of to a woman and other women, like, it's not new. It's not like it's new news. Shit. Same time he beat the shit out of motherfucking, what's a little girl named Cassie or whatever.
Okay, there's more. Wait.
What Puffy done, what Puffy did, what Puffy do.
This is podcast.
It's not a surprise. Everybody know what it is.
Hip-hop mogul Sean Diddy Combs has been accused of beating and sexually assaulting his ex-girlfriend and singer, Cassie.
I mean, and that to be able to do that type of to a woman and other women, like, it's not new. It's not like it's new news. Shit. Same time he beat the shit out of motherfucking what's a little girl named Cassie or whatever. What Puffy done, what Puffy did.
All right, let's go to the next tab.
He had an assistant by the name of Capricorn. He felt Capricorn. Cap was keeping his shit on low about if she was messing with Cuddy or not. Puffy beat the shit out that bitch. Not only did he beat the shit out of her, it was an Interscope person. The Interscope checked that paid her to settle so he wouldn't go to jail.
Y'all hear that? Now he is saying that he knows about the situation that happened between Cassie and Diddy, and he's also saying that Diddy also put hands on another executive in the music industry as well, and Interscope Records wound up having to pay off this particular female so that Diddy wouldn't go to jail because she was going to press charges. So this is not the first person that Diddy has been said to have put hands on. So that's why he settled very quickly, because Diddy knows that his ass will be locked up. This ain't the first time. This ain't the first time, and I don't know if it was already put on the record, or if she filed some type of papers or some type of, something to have it on record saying, hey, this happened to me. Diddy knew he was in a lot of trouble when he hurried up and settled in 24 hours with Cassie. So I feel like that's why he did it, because there is a track record of this. And he is about image. And he does have a lot of people in the industry that are taking up for him. I mean, coming from Suge Knight, somebody who also put paws on Michelle A, to where her nose was broken, where she was assaulted, and she spoke up about it for years. I mean, but do I think he's lying about this incident? I do not, because I feel like he's been in the industry and he knows and have seen a lot of things. I feel like a lot of them were probably doing some of the same things. I mean, I do. Now, Diddy's ex-bodyguard has also come forward. His name is Roger Bonds. You guys can look him up online. He's an ex-bodyguard. In addition to, I think he worked with Gene Deal as well as an ex-bodyguard during around the same time that they were bodyguards for Diddy. Like I said, his name is Roger Bonds, and he also spills tea on Puffy and how he witnessed Puffy putting paws on women as well. So a lot of people have been seeing these things. My question is, and I know if you're working for someone, being a bodyguard, you're making a lot of money, and I get it. At the time, you're not going to come right out and say, I'm going to go to the police because I've seen this. Probably not, because one, you're not going to have a job anymore. Two, it's going to you're going to be blackballed in the industry to where nobody's going to want to hire you because you run your mouth. So being quiet and sitting back and getting your money is exactly what you're going to do in a situation like this. Do I respect him for coming out now and speaking? Yeah. I mean, hell, come out and let people know what's going on. No time is somebody said exactly me. I mean, I think it's a great thing that they're coming out and speaking now. I wish something would have been done back then, because Cassie stayed in that situation for over 10 years. That's a long time to go through, everything that she's named out that she went through. Okay. And grown ass men who are supposed to be protectors. You're protecting the person who is the abuser, so to speak. You're watching women run out of hotel rooms, being beaten up by the same person that you're protecting, versus stepping up to this person. I get it's your boss, like, man, that's effed up. This is a female. Why are you putting hands on a female? But you were quick, Gene Deal, and I'm not jumping down his throat, but I know he said in a video where Puffy ran up in his mom's face and was cussing her out. Like, you told him, look, if you ever talk like that to your mom again, I'm gonna put paws on you. But you didn't have that same energy when it came to him actually putting paws on another female and protecting said female. That's the only problem I have with that. His mama is a female. He came from his mama. He disrespect her. So that means he's disrespecting other women. And you're sitting back and you're seeing this. And now you're doing an interview saying, oh, I saw this and this one. He beat the hell out of this one. And he did this, 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 and this. Well, you kind of become a part of the bullshit because you don't say anything at the time a little bit. Okay. That's what it's giving me. That's what it's giving me. But he was very detailed, and he was very and he named names as well of things that he saw. I cannot play the video on here as to where he was speaking because it's very gruesome in terms of the things that he talked about. But you can look him up online at your leisure. His name is Roger Bonds. Okay. He was also an ex bodyguard for Diddy, and he saw a lot of things that happened within the industry and that happened with Diddy. Okay. Let's move on. Let's move on to the next topic. You guys know Uncle Luke, that used to be with 2 Live Crew. Okay, y'all remember that group back in the day, child? Just nasty. All you saw was butt cheeks and everything else with them, child. It was, oh Lord, every single song. Every single song, okay? All right, so there's a female that came out, and she accused him of also grooming her. She's saying that whenever she came into the industry, began dancing and doing auditions or whatever, she around the time was a teenager. She is trying to say that, and she's calling him out, saying, hey, you did some shit that you shouldn't have done too. Like, why they telling on Puffy? Let's go ahead and talk about you. So Uncle Luke says that he just learned what grooming means. He said he didn't know what grooming was. Well, you don't have to know what something is in order to be doing it. You just you don't have to know what something is called in order to be. Maybe it was unbeknownst to you during the time. And I'm not saying you did it, but that don't mean you didn't know that you were grooming somebody because you don't know what it means. I mean, stop it. They're saying that after former Vixen Gloria Velez calls him out, Uncle Luke is saying that y'all got the right one. I'm gonna go to court. I ain't the one that's gonna settle out right quick. I am gonna be going to court to talk about this shit. Y'all ain't about to throw me under the bus. All right, so shout out to Hollywood Unlocked because this is where I saw it, and this is where Luke is speaking out.
What the grooming mean? I don't even know what the fucking grooming mean. Grooming. Fuck is grooming? They had to explain that to me. Y'all got the right one. I don't have no problem going to court. I'm not Russell Simmons. I'm not them other people. I don't do that. I know my brand. My brand is Luke, hey, we want some pussy. Face down, up, that's what like. Me so horny. The problem is when you know your brand and you know what you're singing about, you subject yourself to be in that kind of trap faster. So what you have to do is really not be about what those songs is talking about, because you can get yourself jammed up. Learn with the room. I video everything. Everybody sign releases. I do shows. Ain't no underage people be doing no show with me. I fire girls. You get caught. I have chaperone for the girls, a one head dancer. It's always one head dancer. And she put everybody in check. So you're doing, this is not a traveling whorehouse. So you gonna mess around with these other artists, you're gonna get sent home, sweetheart. Get fired.
So yeah, homegirl was like, yeah, it's some shit that went down. All right, so let's go ahead and read what it's saying. It's saying that Miami rap legend Uncle Luke is firing back at claims that he groomed young women back in the 90s. They're saying that earlier today, that former video vixen and podcaster Gloria Velez spoke out about grooming in the industry, specifically calling out Uncle Luke. So she called his name, honey, in her allegations. Now it says, now Velez also shares a child with Aaron Hall. That says, who recently has been named in a sexual assault lawsuit with Diddy. Okay, that says that she even admitted that they began dating when she was 16 years old and he was 30 years old. These are her words, okay? She was 16, he was 30. If that ain't grooming for your ass, I don't know what it is. All right, it says, then giving birth to their son at 17 years old. Says that taking to her Instagram story on this past Saturday, says Velez says that if you don't think grooming is happening in this business, you're sadly mistaken, okay? She says it started in 1994 with Luke and a few others in the business. She says that I was in high school during this time. Says that catching wind of Velez's comments, says Luke took to his Instagram live and says what we just showed you guys, okay? And it says that hold on. It says the problem is when you know your brand and you're singing and what you're singing about. It says that you subject yourself to be in that kind of trap faster. It says that so what you have to do is really not be about what those songs is talking about. That's what I'm reading it exactly how he's saying it, because you can get yourself jammed up. It says he proceeds to explain how things run in his camp. He says that I video everything, everyone signs a release. He says I do shows, ain't no undercover people or underage people rather doing no shows with me. I mean, probably not now, but y'all know back then girls could dress up and put makeup on, do their hair a certain type of way. A lot of these girls now look like women, and back then too. Okay, a lot, and they lied about their age. They could go and say, "Hey, I'm 21," and they could look 21 if they put on the right type of makeup, do their hair the right type of way, wear a certain type of outfit. And I don't think that back then, you know, they just needed some girls to shake their ass in the video. I don't think back then they were saying, "Okay, let me see some ID." I don't think so. I mean, think about Freaknik and all that. I don't think that a lot of them would say, "Okay, you want to hang out with us? Let me see your ID." It was just understood. If you're a pretty girl, you got a nice body, you got to hang out. Period. But they're saying he's saying that this is not a traveling whorehouse. So if you go and mess around with some of the other artists, that you get sent home. That's what Luke was trying to say. So he's saying that pretty much if anybody try to come for him on this filing shit on him, that he is going to court. He's not going to be the one to settle out real quick. All right. So we'll see what it's giving. We know how Luke and them used to get down back in the day, baby. We know. So we'll see what it's giving. If she files something, then she files something. Aaron Hall, baby, it's not looking so good for you. I'm saying it again, Aaron Hall. It's not looking so good for you, especially with the new video that just came out. I played it, day before yesterday? Yeah, it's not looking good for you because you've openly admitted that you like to do these things in public. All right. And then we've got young women coming up and saying that this is happening to them. So this young woman is saying that she was 16 when she started sleeping with Aaron Hall and he was 30. She had her first child with Aaron Hall at 17. So Aaron Hall, you might be in some trouble there, sir. Okay, we'll see what it's giving. But let's move on. We ain't gonna stay on too long, honey. All right, so one of y'all favorite pastors, we've been kind of talking about him, who's been hanging out at industry parties that he should not be. Found out some few things that's going on in the Jakes household. We're going to talk about it. All right. As you guys know, Pastor Jakes, who is a mega church pastor, used to be a truck driver prior to him becoming, I did a little digging on him. He used to be a truck driver prior to him being a mega church pastor. Okay. Mega church pastor. He has several children. Most of his children are in the ministry. His daughters, I know, Sarita Jakes is his wife. And he has other children, like I said, that are in the ministry that's following him, which there's nothing wrong with that. But there are some things that are kind of swept under the carpet. And who better yet, honey, because I don't like clutter. I don't like clutter. So Caramel got to get the clutter out. And when we get the clutter out, we got to spill the tea. All right. What better person to do it than me? All right. I have nothing else to do right now. So yeah, let's go ahead and get into this good old tea. Ooh, child. I love some good old tea. All right, so give me a second. I got one more person. I think I'm gonna save that for tomorrow. Okay. All right, so okay, yeah. Hold on, guys. Okay, yeah, here you go.
Now, the tragic end to The Secret. That's not so secret that has been swept under the rug by the Jakes family. If you recall, Cora Jakes, now ex-husband, was arrested in April of last year for the most egregious crime. He was charged with the following: aggravated assault of a minor and indecency of a child. On October 23rd of this year, he pleaded guilty to both. The prosecutor's evidence was so overwhelming that he had no choice. He was sentenced to 20 years for each charge, resulting in the Texas Department of Corrections being his forever home. So now, this 31-year-old man will be released when he's almost 70 years old. Rightfully so, if I might add, for committing a sin that comes with a warning where God himself said in Mark chapter 9, verse 42, "Whoever causes one of these little ones who believes in me to sin, it would be better for him if a great millstone were hung around his neck and he were thrown into the sea." And as for the victim of this crime, let's pray for her healing. And his now ex-wife, well, she has dropped the Coleman from her last name and is back to doing what all the Jakes do, ignoring their indiscretions, the same indiscretions that they scream into a mic as they quote chapter.
What y'all think about that? There's more. There is more. All right. So he got 20 years in prison, okay, for indecent exposure of children and other unmentionable stuff, okay? If you go read up on it, you will see. He got 20 years. He was just sentenced this year, okay? This shit just happened. This is recent. We haven't heard anything about that, but we have heard about TD Jakes, honey, Diddy bopping, honey, all over the Diddy's parties, honey. I saw him on a stage where he was over there, where he was playing, you know, some secular music, honey. He was over there like this him. This is Bishop now. Bishop over there getting it on stage. His wife over there throwing him up. I was like, I don't know any bishops to be hanging out at parties and stuff like that. That just seems weird coming from a girl, honey, that grew up in Church of God in Christ. That you know, it's a certain type of lifestyle that you have to live when you take on that type of responsibility. Let's go ahead and read up on some further things that I pulled on the Jake household. Oh, yeah. Okay. So y'all know I was telling you guys about TD Jake's son. All right. He has a son named Jermaine Jakes who was arrested for lewd behavior. Okay. Let's go ahead and get into it. Let's get into it. All right. So it says that according to the Dallas Police Department, that arrest warrant affidavit obtained by CBS 11 News that Jake exposed himself to 2 undercover vice detectives at Keist Park on January 3rd. It says that the affidavit says that Jake walked up to one of the detectives at the park with his pants unzipped. It says that Jake then began to masturbate with an M while making eye contact with the detective, according to the affidavit. This is TD Jake's son. It says that the detectives arrested Jake on a charge of indecent exposure. Late Wednesday evening, CBS 11 News received a statement that Faith Johnson, an attorney for Jermaine Jakes, they said that the statement read, "We are aware of potential allegations involving Jermaine Jakes, okay, and are undertaking our own investigation of these allegations at this time. Given an apparent government investigation, we have no further comment at this time." Of course not. Thursday morning, Dallas County Sheriff's Department spokeswoman Kimberly Leach said that Jermaine Jakes surrendered to law enforcement officers, or authorities rather, earlier in the day. Jakes turned himself in at the local jail, according to Leach, said, but she did not know which jail. They're saying that after his surrender Thursday morning, a judge released Jakes on a personal recognized bond. How did he get a bond for that? Okay, so they're saying that various reports have identified Jermaine Jakes as the son of TD Jakes and also as his stepson. Says that Faith Johnson, the attorney, told CBS 11 News he was TD Jakes' stepson, but on Thursday afternoon, we talked to Curtis Coates III, who is the chief of communications for the Potter's House. They said that Coates said that at various times that TD Jakes has identified Jermaine using both terms, and told us that either is acceptable. So I don't know if his wife had a son prior to the two of them being married, but it's looking like, I don't know. He is seen as TD Jake's son. He raised him pretty much as a kid. So yeah, he exposed himself to detectives. I guess he didn't know they were detectives. They were undercover detectives. They arrested his ass in a local park. This was broad daylight when he did this and was arrested. Okay. All right. So there's more while we're still on TD Jakes. Let's continue, honey. Let's continue. Now, I told you guys that he is starting to hang out with Diddy a lot more. I don't know why he's hanging out with Diddy like he is. He's seen in pictures where Diddy is throwing up the Illuminati symbol, okay, which I told you guys. I already told you guys what it is with the eye, this right here. All right, so let's go ahead and show that. This is Diddy with TD Jakes. Okay. You see circled there. That is the Illuminati sign. Okay. Shout out to Jasmine Brand for that. Shout out to them for that. All right. He goes to Diddy's parties, which we already told you guys what happens at these parties. There are men who are walking around as halfly nude. There's another room where people are going in where there's all men, where certain sexual behavior is going on. My question is, if you are a mega church pastor, what they doing hanging out? That's so weird with everything that Diddy has going on. He was trying to say, I saw some pictures too where Diddy was going to his church at one point. I think it's a money thing. I think that maybe TD Jakes may be kind of compromising his spirituality to be able to hang in certain crowds, and also gaining some financials behind all of this as well. Like if you, I already said before, if you accept a certain assignment from God, there's certain areas that you should not go. It says be in the world but not of the world, and I don't think he is able to decipher from the two. And it's weird because if you're preaching to people that, and you're screaming in the mic every Sunday and all these revivals and stuff, like the same applies to you. I don't know why pastors don't realize that the same thing that you are screaming at other people, those things too apply to you. But when there is a nice little money grab involved and attached to some of these events that are either satanic or unacceptable, then I feel like they still continue to take these because you pretty much in a way sold your soul as well, even though you may not want to admit it. That's what it gives me. That's what it gives me. You should not be at Diddy parties when you know what goes on there. There's drinking there. There's secular music there. There's sexual things going on there. Like, you shouldn't feel comfortable in a certain setting such as that. And then you're seeing in videos with Diddy throwing up several types of Illuminati. And I pulled up several pictures, several Illuminati type symbols and signs and things like that. We already know what that triangle of bullshit means. It's just weird. It's weird. It's weird. And then to see you publicly doing it, it's like you're not even hiding. I told you guys they're doing this stuff in plain sight. It's so weird. It's so weird. It is so weird. And he is like, every time you see Diddy now, you're seeing TD Jakes like hanging out in a lot of events with them. And it's so crazy. It's crazy. I don't get it. But let's continue. Let's continue. Okay. Yeah. So yeah, TD Jakes, you might want to do something about that, sir. Let's move on. This is my last topic. Okay. This is my last topic because I got to go finish my review, guys, for Love and Marriage Huntsville. All right. So you guys know there's a female that came out. She was trying to say that she was Chris Basset, which is, let me move my banner. It's getting on my nerves a little bit. All right. So you guys know we talked about a little bit back about Chris Basset, who is the wife of Candace Dillard from Real Housewives of Potomac. Y'all know there was a said female alleged side piece rather, that came out and was saying that she and Chris Basset were seeing each other for up to like 6 to 8 months. At one point in time, she got pregnant by him. She wound up getting an AB because, at his direction, because he was saying that Candace would be distraught and mad if she found out that there was a baby. So she was saying that some money was paid to her in order to get rid of this baby. She did a whole interview with Tasha K where she talked about all of this. She has just now come forward. She blasted Chris Basset as well, but she just came forward to say that those were lies. All right, let's go ahead and get into that. I don't like when women do that shit because you make it hard for women who have been in situations as such, or who have been violated as well. You make people not want to believe you. It's just stupid as hell. But all right, so they're saying that the woman who says that she and Chris Basset had situationship, she admits that she made the whole thing up. She says, sorry that my actions actually hurt people. Now, this is what she says. She says, I lied. I never met Chris Basset. I never talked to him. I made the whole thing up. I'm sorry that my actions hurt people. Well, that don't make it better, because two little ignorant assholes like Giselle Bryant and Robin Dixon decided to hurry up and go on their little podcast to talk junk about Candace and make it seem like it was her issue that her husband decided to do what was alleged at the time. They couldn't wait to put that shit out because they didn't like Candace. Well, y'all know Candace got a little smart mouth. Y'all know Candace is always reading and dragging people, honey. She can read the fuck out of somebody, but she ain't no fighter. But yeah, so let's go ahead and play what Robin and Giselle had to say on their podcast, honey.
Oh, I know people are probably going to try to say, "Oh, we need more proof." We need more proof. I've seen enough to kind of know that something was done that wasn't supposed to happen. I know. I mean, these guys are so stupid. Like, why do they even entertain these women? And when I say guys, I'm speaking from my own as well. Why do they entertain these thirsty women who are fans?
I'm not going to talk about yours. I'm not going to talk about one, but I'm just going to say some of these guys are miserable.
unhappy. Right. Unhappy at home.
They need attention.
Yes.
They need, I mean, these guys
just
are
like
so
Juan. You should be talking about Juan, Robin. Juan should be the topic of your discussion, honey, on that podcast over there. Because we already know that's like a brother and sister type situation. Juan married you so that you could secure your spot on the show. We already have seen Juan out in several uncompromising situations that he shouldn't have been in, one of which was at a hotel where he's saying he purchased a hotel room for said individual, for a female. He's saying he went home. I don't believe it. Okay. Several people have said they've seen Juan out, okay, in the Maryland area with other women. So it's so weird that she would be so quick to hop on her podcast with Giselle, who can't keep a man, who had a whole nervous breakdown over Jamal Bryant. We done talked about it. To talk about someone else's marriage, and they constantly coming for other people's relationships and marriages, but don't have none of their own. It's so crazy. Two miserable biddies sitting on a podcast dragging the hell out of Candace when this whole thing has now been proven to be lies. This woman has come out to say it never happened. She said it never happened. No. But she did say that she had a whole AB for Chris and all. I'm just like, girl, how the hell you come out and just lie? And she made it sound so believable. Even to the point, at one point in time, I was like, damn, maybe I might be believing this just a little bit. But then now we're seeing she came out to say, no, it never happened. Okay. She said that she had paperwork. This is what Tasha K had to say. Shout out to her, saying that Candace Diller's husband, Chris Basset, alleges mistress of 6 months just sent her nude photos of what appears to be Candace Diller's husband and some AB paperwork for the mistress. So where did you get this alleged AB paperwork from? And now you're coming out and saying none of this was real, that you made it up. So now you're getting falsified documents saying that you had an AB. You're falsifying hospital documents saying that you had some type of surgery done that you did not, just for clout and attention, ma'am. This is giving psychotic behavior, if you will. Now, they're saying that according to the mistress that the AB was had weeks ago, says that we are rolling out the recording of the mistress, she was saying tonight. So she did a whole interview with Tasha K and sat there and lied her ass off on Chris Basset, okay, to make him look crazy. She even said that Candace and Chris were having all these issues in their marriage and that Chris has shared with her that he wanted to leave Monique because he wasn't happy. That may have been the case because if you watch the show, well, no, it's not the case because she said she never spoke to him, but they may be having issues in their marriage according to what we see on the show. They're always arguing. It's kind of cringe to me the way Candace talks to her husband. But I mean, if he like it, I love it. If you're going to stay there in it, who am I, honey, to tell you where to stay and what to put up with? Bottom line. Candace is very disrespectful in her tone and the way she talked to Chris. Like, you don't tell your spouse to shut the F up, especially on national television. Like, damn, girl. It's a hot mess. It's a hot mess. And then the way she allows her mom to talk to her husband as well. Like, I love my mama, but baby, you can't disrespect my husband. I'm sorry. I'm sorry. I'm sorry. That just can never happen. But the fact that this individual lied, there needs to be some defamation lawsuits filed on her ass, because you can't just be out here saying stuff like that and doing that and then coming back and thinking you're going to get some type of sympathy from people in terms of saying, oh, I lied about that. It never happened. Like, girl, you need to seek some type of mental help, because that's just not normal behavior to go out and just pick somebody out of the blue because you've seen them on national television and you want an interview with someone like Tasha K. Again, shout out to her, and just sit up there and lie your ass off like you did. I don't like when people do that, especially people who lie and say that they were R-worded, when it makes it difficult for women who have really gone through something like that and for people to believe them. Look at what Cassie is going through right now, where you got women are saying, I don't believe that Puffy ever did that. Why did she stay for 10 and 13 years through that? She could have left at any time. Y'all be smarter than that. Be smarter than that. Giselle and Robin, y'all need to shut y'all podcast down and focus on y'all relationships and what's going on in your household, because from the looks of things, it doesn't look like it's going so well. And it's so crazy that you would applaud and be so happy to talk about someone else's downfall in their relationship and or marriage as well. It's giving psycho vibes as well. I mean, Giselle, have you healed from all the shit that you went through with Jamal and everybody after that? That's why you can't keep a man. Your own children are telling you that you're dysfunctional and that you can't have a man. So now you're on national television once again, another season of Real Housewives of Potomac, faking a relationship when the little young boy that you're on there with clearly has a girlfriend. And we talked about that. Giselle, you don't have a man. Like, cut it out. But you talking about Candace. Get out of here, girl. Get out of here. But yes, that is it, guys. And that is all. I just had a quick pop in. I wanted to throw this tea out there for you guys. I will be back later on. I've already sent out my notification for the review of Love and Marriage Huntsville for last night's episode, okay? So I'm going to go finish that so that I can give you guys a great review later on. So please come back and join me then. Mods, thank y'all for doing such an awesome job of keeping the trolling down. Thank you, Caramel, for coming back and spending your Sunday with me as well. Somebody says, Caramel, I think it was Ashley's ex-husband that paid her to lie on. It could have been. It could have been. Yeah, it could have been. Since Giselle is a great pretender. She most definitely is a great pretender. I done told y'all I know Giselle very well. I can say some stuff. And Jamal Bryant too. Yes, I do. Yes, I do. Okay. But we're going to get on out of here. We're going to get on out of here. All right. Thank you guys again for being here. Please hit that like button on this video so we can show YouTube, honey, that we are enjoying the videos over here and so we can stay in the algorithm. All right. Love you guys down. If you haven't subscribed yet, what are you waiting for? As you guys know, Caramel does have the tea over here and it does be piping hot. You got to drink it with your pinky up. All right. Because we bougie over here. Love you guys down. See you guys later and goodbye.